Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the buysilver.org weekly analysis, where we look at the silver price over the last week and have a look at what may be happening in the cash market in the next few weeks. First of all, if you remember, way back in sort of mid-July, we saw a pattern forming, and we spoke about a consolidated 4120 for a few weeks. We wanted to see that happen for 2, 3 or 4 weeks or more, just to give some real solidity to the price before we made the next move up. We've seen that happening. Last week, if you remember, we saw a one-day fall down to 36.90 intraday on Wednesday. Couldn't hold that level. Really bounced away from that massive support at 36.90 and ended back over the 38.90 level that we see as being pretty key to this consolidation phase. Now, that consolidation channel you can see here being traded within in an upward trend through the first 3 or 4 days of the week, and then the market was looking to push through the 4120 line of resistance that we've topped out that consolidation channel as, and that excuse for that move came on Thursday, Friday, as US jobless claims disappointed, and then we also had the new housing starts were much weaker than expected in the US. Overall, these combined to paint a very gloomy picture of the US economy, with problems still being seen in Europe and likely to be so over the next few weeks or months in terms of debt in Spain and Italy, Portugal and so on. The price of silver pushed through that 41.20 on Friday and really pushed strongly up to just a shade or two under the $43 level. So what does this mean? Well, we've said before that we need to see the price stick above the 41.20 for 2 or 3 days before moving upwards at all with any real momentum. But what I want to have a look at now is the price movement over the last year. A couple of weeks ago we spoke about a head and shoulders forming and a reverse head and shoulders that led us to this formation of this consolidation phase, this consolidation channel. But how are we looking for the year as a whole? What sort of pattern can we see, if there is indeed one? Well, here we go. We're seeing an upwardly rising channel from way back in August, September last year, 2010, and the price volatility has increased, but we see two very distinct V-shaped patterns forming within that channel. We see the month of down ticks in January to February, and then moving up again towards the upper end of that channel that's being formed, and then we see that same pattern emerging June through to July and July through to current. Now the question is, what about this what looks like an aberration now, sort of in April to May, where we ticked up towards 50 and then came back down? Well, that's very typical in a rising market, where you'll have bears probably been short all the way through from November, December. Finally, they've had enough and they've had to close those short positions out, and that's pushed the price up very rapidly to 50. We've tried to hold that level very unsuccessfully, and it's come all the way back down and started trading within this rising channel again. So where do we see this moving? If you have a look on these extrapolated lines here, all the way through July and August, we see the trend line moving up, and we're going to test the 50 level probably around about October, mid-October, November. That's a time that we've been highlighting for the last 3, 4 or 5 weeks or so, since we've started producing these technical analysis videos, that's a time that we have been highlighting as a potential breakout for silver. We think we're going to hit the $50 there level there. It's going to be a very, very strong line of resistance to break. If we break it, we're going to move up through the rest of the year and probably into the second half of next year. If we don't break it, then we're going to come back and trade within that rising channel again. But now we're probably going to see a support level of around about $42.90, $43 being created for the longer term. So what we're looking at, just to reiterate, we're looking at the 41.20. If we can keep that 41 above that 41.20 line through to, let's say, Wednesday of this week, we see that as a bullish sign. Bullish sign being that we're going to be trading in at the upper end of this this rising channel. There'll be fluctuations within that for sure, but we're still looking at an upper price target of around 50 for October-November time. So there you have it. That's our views this week. We're seeing silver consolidating very nicely in the first half of this week, all the way through to Thursday. The bulls wanted an excuse to push it through 41.20. The excuse came with poor economic figures from the US and continuing debt problems in the US and Europe, and we're now at 42.87.30 and looking to progress nicely from here. Let's look to hold the 41.20 level and then move upwards within this channel. That's it for this week from us here at buysilver.org. Please visit the site www.buysilver.org. Have a look at our blog, where you're going to find loads of great tips and advice on investing in silver, silver coins, silver bullion coins, all different numismatic tips and pointers, and some great ways to invest in silver and take advantage of this rising market. So that's buysilver.org saying goodbye for this week, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Bye for now.